Hello and welcome to the video. So today I'm going to be reviewing a game that's available on App Lab right now in early access, and that's called MageCosmos. MageCosmos is available on the Quest 2 through App Lab, and it's an application that mixes social experiences and social games with an element of farming simulation. Each player has its own avatar, its own floating island with its own farm and resources, which is called the Floating Islands. In the floating islands, you have access to your own farm, your own livestock, your own shop, your own factory which produces animal feed, baked goods and much more. Now you can visit your friends' farms, or you can have your friends visit you on your farm. You can even steal resources, you can help each other farm, and that's the way you level up, is that you would grow seeds into plants, you would harvest them. You can use that to make things like bread. You can also have livestock such as chickens and cows, and you can feed those animals and take care of them, and then that gives you produce such as eggs and milk. All of this is used to level you up and gain access to other facilities. There is also a shop that you can buy things from, such as avatars, props and different ingredients if you need to speed up the process and you can't wait for any more farming. Through the floating islands you can then also get into what's called the Eternal Islands. Eternal Islands gives you a window to many different portals where you can access various different social areas. These can range from locations that you can meet up in, or actual games that you can play with your friends, such as tower defense type of game, an archery kind of game, Commando, which is a first-person shooter. There are some such as the Saloon, which say coming soon, which I can't wait to get in and try. That was the first one I immediately walked over to. It's a shame I couldn't get access to it yet, but like I said, the developers are still working on the game. The game does feature in-store purchases using Mage coins and gems. Coins I believe you can earn, but gems I think you need to purchase. Using these coins and gems you can buy things such as new avatars and different props to use throughout the game. As the game is in early access, there was limited players when I was traveling throughout the different worlds, but I still got to experience some of the beautiful environments and also some of the mini games that you could play solo, such as the defense game where you have to protect your chest against waves of goblins coming through. Traveling throughout MageCosmos, you get two options, one being teleport and one being free travel, free move using the joystick. One super interesting feature of the game is that you get an AI guide to give you the tutorial of the game, gives you the basics on how to play. They'll take you around the farm and around the machinery and show you how to use it. They'll give you some info on how to travel, how to access the menus, how to access your bag for your inventory. Another super cool feature about the AI guide is that they also use voice recognition, so it'll give you a few select prompts that you can ask the guide as a reference, and then you can just vocally speak it.
What is MageCosmos?
MageCosmos is a fantastic virtual world, which consists of countless islands. It offers players a personalized, immersive experience filled with fantasy, surprise, and intelligence.
And then it might take a couple of seconds for it to register what you've said. They do give you an answer, which I think it's pretty cool, adding that extra immersion in there where you can actually speak to the guide, and then you will get a response with some information on how to help you. It saves you doing a bit of reading. It feels like you're still playing the game, you're just asking questions. So I think that's a really cool feature that they've added, and like I said, it is a little bit slow to respond. It takes a couple of seconds, and sometimes when you wait for someone to respond, seconds can feel like minutes, but I thought that was a cool feature, and I'd like to keep that in, and I'd hopefully like to see that expand and see what else they can do with it. The game itself did feel a little bit jittery at first, moving around, and some of the options, for example, pulling a sickle out of your inventory, it takes a second or so for it to register that you've grabbed it. But like I say, the game is still in early development. Hopefully they can smooth some of these features out and just make it a smoother experience. I did also get some lag and some jittering as turning or traveling throughout the islands. The concept though I think is great, and I think there's a lot of work that needs to go into it before it can rival the likes of VR Chat or Rec Room, but there's definitely potential there, and I think the mix of the farming and having your own island definitely gives it some additional value. Let's talk multiplayer and actually socializing through the application. The multiplayer aspects are fairly simple. As of right now, all you can do is meet people in the Eternal Island and then make friends with them. I couldn't send a direct party invite, but hopefully that feature comes in the future. Now, as this is still in early access and development, there was no one online when I was playing, so all of the worlds felt empty, but I did manage to get my girlfriend online and convince her to play a few games with me. So what I had to do was come meet me in the Eternal Island, which is the main public hub. And then the way you make friends and actually accept a friend invite is you got to shake hands with that person, which becomes more and more funny when you're wearing funny avatars. Like we were both fluffy dogs.
Am I a dog?
Hey, you're a dog. Yeah, high five. Is it? Oh, you have to keep shaking. There we go. We should be friends now. What? The little waddle.
You want you to Oh, it's great.
Once you meet someone in the Eternal Island, you've got multiple different options you can do. There's a basketball court, you can play basketball, there's a few different mini games. One game pits you against each other using swords to see who is the better duelist, which becomes all the more hilarious, as I say, depending on your avatar. And some of the little bugs that are in there, for example, that the sword doesn't necessarily stick to your hand, or your hand might go floating and you've got to give it a bit of a wiggle.
Look at them little feet go.
It's funny, isn't it? Why have you got a sword?
You've got a sword in your belt?
That's not in my hand, that's just floating.
It's weird, innit? If you change hands, though, it, like, sticks to the other one. I don't know why it does that. You ready?
What's going on?
Oh, blimey.
Where's my sword gone? You haven't even got a sword.
Yes, I do.
Where's my sword? Where's my sword? Stop hitting me when I'm not being... Oh!
Got you.
It's my hand.
You're floating off the bloody floor.
My hands are still attached to that. Look, I have no hand.
You're like 2 foot off the floor as well.
But all in all, it was great fun. The environment suits the gameplay, and I think it's got potential for quite a bit of fun and competitiveness. The next game we played was Birdman, which puts you on a platform and it gives you wings. Once again, depending on your avatar, that can be quite hilarious. We were 2 big fluffy dogs flying through the air. And the aim of the game is you've got to flap your hands and see how high you can get, whilst also collecting mage coins along the way. Again, this really does bring out your competitive nature, and while you're watching your friend, you can have a good laugh.
I'm a bird. Am I a bird?
You are a bird, you've got wings. Oh! I have white wings!
Fairy.
Does it fly? Yeah, does it fly?
Yeah.
I fly!
Me too. Look, I can see myself in the
Oh
telly.
my god! Where to go? What did
I think we're going to land over on this one. Wait, no? I don't know. Just a flying dog, still mind us. Come on, Fair. How high are you?
I can tell you. I have the wood.
Yeah, that's true. You little bugger! I can't believe you did that. Betrayal. I'm not amused.
Oh, why are you so big?
But all in all, I think this game has great potential. I think it's, I had fun, as you can tell by the various giggles. It's still a little bit buggy and a little bit jittery, and I think it needs to be a bit more optimized. The loading screens do take a little bit longer than I would like, but I think if you look at the features that it has, such as the AI guide, which you can literally just speak to and have conversations with, the environments are stunning, and there's more to come. It is a social game, so it is entirely dependent on you meeting up with people or people you already know, bringing them into the app, and then you can play various games. There is an area where you can even host events. There's like a stage. I did go up there and have a little sing-song, but there was no one there to watch me, so I was riding solo. The farming aspect is obviously new. You don't get that in the other social applications, so this means that you can level up and you can brag about how big your farm is and how much corn you've got. The combat in some of the games, obviously, it's not perfect. I think there still needs work. When you're with the right people, I think you can have a lot of fun. I think there's definitely potential in here, and I think it's one to watch as things progress. So I wish the best of luck to the developers, and I hope that this game continues to grow and improves over time. If you want to check it out, I'll give a link in the description. If you do want to get in touch with the developers and you want to join their Discord server, or if you want to join any of their other socials so you can keep up to date with any updates or improvements going on with the game, or even any events. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.